So talk to us about that day, August of 2013. These insurgents blow a 60-foot hole into the perimeter wall of your base, right? The instinct is you'd think, oh, hey, we got to find safe cover. Instead, you did what was your instinct in that moment?
My instinct was to get involved in some way. So I either knew that there would be injured people down there that would need help, or that there would be a gunfight to get involved in.
People hear this and their instinct is, I'm going to go the other direction. You did what?
I went to the sound of the guns, I guess. Yeah. But that's my job. If somebody was going to go, it would have been a Green Beret. They didn't spend all that money training us for us to watch.
So talk to me about those moments as you can. So you guys drive that direction, right? You and several other special forces soldiers. And how's it play out?
So we, as we're exited our compound, the volume of the attack turned up. Our truck actually came under fire from the forces located opposite of the breach. And as we were driving, we could see indirect fire landing in different areas on the camp, and kind of see the chaos unfolding. And each time we're kind of checking to make sure the people that are subject to those attacks are handling it, and we can see that they're moving to their positions, and so we continue on down to that breach point, and we found that assault force that had maneuvered through the breach.
So you threw your body in front of the driver who was in the vehicle.
Yeah, I could see him shooting through the windows, and I had my door open, and I couldn't think of anything else really to do. When
you close your eyes and think back, what were those moments like?
I remember it, some of it, fairly clearly, especially exiting the vehicle. I can still see the look on that nearest guy's face, and then it kind of went from supreme confidence, and then as I kind of closed the distance, I remember his face kind of turning, and probably as my pistol round kind of hit him, I assume it was painful.
So for clarity, you were outmanned and really outgunned. You had only a pistol in your hand.
Yep. But I just used the pistol to create enough space so I could figure something else out, which I guess they all knew they were wearing suicide vests, so as soon as I started engaging effectively, they all kind of got away from me, I think with that fear of detonating their vests prematurely.
Was this the worst gunfight you'd ever experienced?
This was the worst. Usually a fight just never devolves into something that close and chaotic. I think it's a natural tendency for people to kind of avoid those situations, and I think we just had a unique circumstances on both sides.
The gist is this was the worst gunfight you'd ever experienced, and it's right where you sleep. This was your home base.
Yep. It was kind of surreal. I've been in quite a few gunfights. It's always somewhere else. To have one on an American FOB was a new experience.
There were bullets whizzing by your head. How did you not get shot?
I do not know, and especially after looking at where I was sitting and where the bullets would have had to go. There's not hardly any room for that to occur, so we're not sure. And yeah, there was just so much activity, things burning and tanks driving all which ways. It was a pretty chaotic situation.
Why'd the bullets miss you?
I don't know. I assume that as I kind of closed with those fighters, instead of using their sights, I think they must have just looked at me, and then that would cause you to miss slightly around me.
The gist is, you'll never know why the bullets missed you, but you just kept moving.
I also kept moving, yes, which I was fairly excited, so it was kind of hard to sit still.
In some ways, I'm guessing that may have been what saved your life.
I think so, yeah. I think their ability to hit a moving target was pretty low, and then my ability to hit a target while moving was pretty high.
Walk me through some of these moments. At one point, you hit one of these insurgents, hit their vest, which detonated. Walk me through those moments as you witnessed it.
So I ran out of ammo, and I remember he threw his rifle away and just started sprinting toward me, and I remember his eyes being just incredibly wide open, and he was screaming, and I got my magazine in and sent that bolt forward, and it felt like he was just hanging on the end of the rifle, and I knew what was coming. I remember kind of bracing for what was probably about to happen, and when I pulled that trigger and just got shook. I remember feeling the pain from the blast like in my bones.
So you hit the guy, you hit the insurgent, it detonated his vest, and it sent you flying.
Yes. I guess he was probably about as far away as you are now, and I don't know why that I wasn't more injured from that. I got off pretty lightly, actually. Lives
are long, we hope. As you kind of reflect on that day, how has it changed yours?
I take training. I always took it very seriously. Now I have a negative experience that turned out positive, I think, due to training. So I always try to make my guys train just as hard as possible, and if they're not, I'll tell them a story.
Do you feel a unique responsibility as the only recipient who's still living?
I think I do. I would say I'm going to have to wear that medal and carry those men's honor forward through my life, and that's a pretty heavy responsibility.
I know your service was in different places and at different times. You didn't know these guys, I trust.
I did not.
But in some ways, do you feel, will you, as you stand there alongside the president with the medal around your neck, will you be a representative of those other men as well?
I think our stories at this point are going to be bound together forever, and I hope I could represent them well. I guess the thing that people don't get, they focus on that one portion, and the whole FOB was kind of fighting for its life, and a lot of guys got lesser awards, and I think they're more profound. If your job is a personnel clerk and you're manning the wall, beating back a enemy force, that's probably not a natural thing, and the Army probably didn't prepare you as well as they did me. So I think those stories, and we have 100 of them from that day, are neat to see the spirit of a U.S. soldier, even though not his job and he wasn't prepared for it, to go ahead and meet that challenge.
Service in the armed forces is always about the team, the battalion, the squadron. Does it make you comfortable? Do you embrace this honor, or does it make you uncomfortable?
I'd say a little bit of both. To be singled out about people you respect deeply and be honored by them is a lot, and it's a profound emotional experience to have people that I think of in high regard to turn around and point and tell me I'm special. What more can you want than that? To be a part of that team and be their representative, to be kind of put on a pedestal is affects me deeply.
Not everybody made it that day.
That's correct.
Do you think about the others?
Yeah, I do, obviously. I never got to meet Staff Sergeant Mike Wallace. I only saw him as he ran up to take part in the battle, and from what I understand, he was an exemplary soldier, and no one was surprised that he showed up. And I wish I could have got to know him, but I did not, unfortunately. But you can't tell my story without telling his.
What's going through your head in those moments where you're staring down these suicide vest-wearing insurgents within feet of you?
I think I was the right guy at the right place. I don't think there was anybody on that camp that was more prepared to face that fight than we were. And once I got out of the truck and kind of got on even ground, I felt a supreme sense of confidence that we were going to handle that particular engagement.
Not fear, but confidence.
Yes.
How?
I think the caliber of people I showed up with, even if they got me, they were never going to get past that corner.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.